Well, the 2013 season has come to a close, and we've got our garden covered with leaves. Most everything picked up. You can see right there how thick they are. There'll be a lot less than that. My compost pile that I didn't use this year, it was over the top of that fence when we started it in 2011, I think. We picked up most of the stuff around the shed. Everything that used in the garden's going in that shed. And I'll go up to the other end. Well, 21 months ago, I started on YouTube with this shot right here, showing my garden and that was in February, about 21 months ago. And see, our garden is completely covered with leaves. It's 1,500 square feet. We will take all that compost next year and put on this garden, and primarily in the rows, but most of it over the garden, and turn that in. Now here's our iris and peony and daylily bed, and I just very slowly with a lawnmower with a pretty sharp blade right over it on the high setting, even the daylilies, and I don't cover them because they could probably rot. And iris is not going to die when they freeze, because the rhizome won't freeze. It's going to be a hard job next year, but we're going to dig this whole mess up. And if I can take that compost pile and put it out and get this all dug up next year, I'll be tickled to death. But these really are in serious need of being divided. And if you hadn't watched the other videos on them, they came over on a boat from Austria with my wife's grandmother's parents. And they're beautiful bedded irises. We're going to start on this end and redo this whole bed. Well, we've ordered a 12 by 30 barn shed, and it's going to go right here. And I'm going to have to limb this fig tree off. I'm going to take that limb by that old purple wheelbarrow handle completely out. It will be 5 feet from that building, and even with the back of the building, so you can see what I'm going to have to take out. Several right up there in that fork and this big branch. It'll be 5 feet out this way, and then it'll be 10 feet in front of the shed, because this metal shed, boathouse what we call it, is 20 feet long, and the new shed's going to be 30. We're going to move the boats so that they can get in here, but I had to move that compost pile because it was too tight for them to be able to get in here and put the shed from here into the edge of that compost pile. One thing about blueberries being deciduous, and they drop all their leaves, they do have pretty color. And today I cut out all the cannas close to the ground with a very sharp knife. My calla lilies hadn't died all the way back to the ground because we had early cold snaps and they hadn't died naturally. So I had to cut those off. And in case there's a extra cold winter, I put some on the calla lilies. I've never put chopped up leaves on top of them. But if we do get into a cold weather, and this weekend's supposed to be in the low 20s, and then the cannas are tropical, and if you put enough leaf matter on top of them, you can sometimes, if it's not a bad one, or not have to dig them. I just don't feel like digging them up. And we put a little leaves, we took all the dahlias out of these barrels, put chopped leaves in, and then put the wire back on them so the leaves won't blow away. But anyway, it is 10 minutes to 4 on Thursday the 21st of November. Hopefully in another 3 weeks we'll have a big old gray barn sitting there with a black roof.